Good evening and welcome to another episode of A Contagious Smile Unstoppable. I'm so glad that my husband asked if I would bring in the intro because I have so much to say. Hi, babe.
Well, stop. Number one, stop having that 1-900 voice.
People don't even know what 1-900 voice is.
Yes, they do.
Don't?
What's our demographics on the age group?
25 to 60.
Okay, see, so they know 1-900.
People that are 25 do not know what 1-900 are.
Why don't you explain it?
No, you brought it up.
No, seriously?
You want to talk about that?
No,
No, let's talk about this. So last night we had to go to the emergency room for the second time this week. And my husband was caught in the laboratory with another woman. Dun, dun, dun. What? So it's like the game Clue, you know? But my husband was in the lavatory with another woman. And let me just say. What?
Y'all, my wife caught me in the bathroom with another woman.
That's what I said.
You didn't say you caught me. I'm just letting you know. My wife caught me in the bathroom with another woman.
At the hospital. So, what transpired was there was the sweetest, and I do hope that she is much better now, sweetest little girl across from us in a room. And in between the rooms was a bathroom, literally in between. And this girl, we could hear her having issues trying to give them a urine sample, right? So bless her heart, she was trying and trying and trying, and they said, you just got to try. You got to try. It's a critical test. We got to do it. We could just hear them all talking to her about how she really had to go. And so she goes into the bathroom. She comes out a few minutes later. And here's the thing. The nurse, it's kind of like chain of custody, as you know, is supposed to, they have the little hats that they sit in. I know you know now. They have the little hats that go into the toilet that the patient pees in. And then they, disperse that into the little container top, put the top on it, and off it goes for, whatever test it's supposed to have done. So, love of my life, soulmate, wonderful man over here. The girl gets back in the bed, all of which we don't see this part of. And the nurse, we don't know where they are in this process. My husband goes into the bathroom and proceeds to urinate in the toilet. Well, I decide I'm stretching my legs because I've been sitting for a good minute. And at first I don't hear anything because I have my deaf ear to that side. And then I turn around to go back into the room and I hear my husband groveling with apology. And I'm like, wait, what? And I go in there and he's in there with another woman who proceeds to be like, did you not think that maybe you should have waited because the hat was in the toilet? Bless this girl's little heart. There might have been 20 little driplets of pee in the hat. That's it. And she was like, this is critical test. And you peed on the other side of it. And she did ask if it splashed in, which, what's he going to say? No. And what did this nurse do? I know this is going to irate any mom that has a child that has ever had any kind of medical thing, especially a special needs moms, because let me tell you what I would have done. It wouldn't have been what happened. The nurse says, okay, takes the specimen. If I'm not being accurate, correct me, babe. Takes the specimen, pours it in the cup anyway, and takes it off for the testing to be done. Okay, hello, contamination. What if it comes back a false reading? There is a plethora of tests that urine could have been tested for. So what they could have been waiting on couldn't have been the right result if anything had contaminated those tiny little droplets within that urine hat, right? And the nurse still took it and sent it off. I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, this is just dumbfounding to me. And I'm telling you, as a mom, a medical mom, hell no. Oh no. And it would have been the nurse's fault because it's not the patient's fault. She had to even have help to get to the bathroom. The nurses had to help her to the bathroom, but her nurse and the ER really had nobody in it. They were like, the nurses were hanging out, like laid out lazy behind the desk, feet up on the counter, playing games on their phone. They were not busy at all. So it wasn't like, they were dealing with traumas and codes and all that, because that was not happening, thank God. But any of us medical moms would have been like, no, let's start with whoever is in charge of the ER department and we'll climb up from there. But yes, so my husband got caught with the nurse. That's about right, right? That's about how it happened.
That's about it. But y'all, in my defense, I do
There
not
isn't one.
frequent hospitals.
We stayed with our daughter Faith for 5 weeks, and there was a hat in that toilet in the room. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I do recall a hat. I'd take it out every time.
That's right.
I went into the restroom, y'all, and I just assumed that somebody.
You know what happens when you make an assumption?
I assumed somebody was being lazy and they didn't flush, right? That they were just nasty. So I peed around it, right? And then I hear this banging on the door. This nurse say, "Sir, please tell me you didn't pee in the toilet." Well, yes, ma'am. That's what a toilet's for. Okay, I had to piss.
I kept apologizing.
And I quickly zip it up and open the door. My wife just about spit out her tea she was drinking. And there's this lady, long blonde hair. She's bug-eyed, looking at me. "Sir, please tell me you did not just contaminate that urine sample." I said, "Ma'am, I am so sorry. I didn't know. Why didn't you?" I said, "I'm sorry." I said, "All I can tell you is I had a straight stream right behind it." I said, I didn't piss anywhere in that cup." And she said, "Well, I guess I'm gonna have to try it, but if it comes back contaminated, we'll have to get another one." I said, "Huh, I'm so sorry." And then my wife of all people, right? My wife pokes her head out of the room that we have my dad in and sees me in there talking to myself. No, it's another woman in the bathroom. Like I've never been caught in another room with a woman and my wife. Yeah. Okay. Well.
But I think I handled it well because I didn't lose my temper.
Y'all should have seen me. As I'm apologizing to this nurse, I'm confessing my sins to my wife in public in front of everyone. "Babe, I'm in the restroom with another one, but I'm sorry."
But she didn't see my penis.
Oh, Lord.
She didn't see my penis. Okay. That's okay because half of America has. So it's all right. Yeah, I did. I said it. Sorry.
Really?
Sorry. Yeah. Yep. And it's, that's just how it went. But
the good news is that Dad's
great.
Getting where he needs to be.
Finally.
Right.
Finally. Because
so we recently found out he was under the control of a narcissistic woman that we
recently found out, babe. No.
Well,
you know what?
We had
this out because
we did not.
This is what no, that's not true. This is why we love being unedited. No.
You're not even gonna let me finish.
No, because
we did not have
go ahead.
The understanding that we do now of how bad it was.
We did because
we didn't.
The bitch lost her shit here.
If we did, we would have done something about it.
The bitch lost her shit here.
We didn't know it was that bad.
Okay, let's recall
that controlling, that malice.
We get remarried every year. And on my husband's big 50 birthday.
Will you stop that shit?
I surprised him and had his dad come up, which he's always wanted him to be here for one of our weddings. And he brought her and their grandson. And she had, I don't know, it was a serious episode that transpired where you really can see how, like, the term crazy isn't applicable, babe, because, we wanted to just have us and our daughter during the actual ceremony. And she was adamant that it had to be her way from every moment. She even said to me that, I hope you're not too upset that I look better than you on your wedding day. And I didn't say a word, right? I just kind of was like, yeah, okay, great, thanks. But she lost, I don't even know what word you want to say.
It was like a bipolar switch.
No, because that justifies the action in a
I said
way.
like.
Like the next day, you had gone to work and I had gone downstairs and dad was literally sitting there trying to get his stuff together. I'm like, what's going on? And he's like, we're leaving. What do you mean you're leaving? And she is like a narcissist on caffeine, like I don't want to say on speed, but I mean literally like and I walked outside and yeah, she decided to, open that mouth to us or to me at first. Not to mention the night before, she got very mouthy in front of everyone here, like everyone. Raised her voice, yelling, screaming, throwing things, just really spinning out of control. But then that morning, I'm like, why are y'all leaving? And I mean, she's yelling, she's screaming, she's threatening to make him homeless. It's just incredible. And you know what? I'm here to be the first to tell you, it's not only men. It's not. I mean, the women can be vicious as well. Really and truly can be vicious. And they threaten with so much. I mean, they just threaten and it's heart wrenching. It really is. And it happens at every age. I mean, dad is older, right? They would categorically put him in elderly category. And it's sad. I mean, it really is. And he's not this isn't the first, narcissistic person that he's had as a partner. He's three for
So
three.
are you saying there's a trend?
He's three for three. He didn't break the
Are
cycle.
you saying that once you have that person in your life, you tend to find the
Normally
next one?
you do unless you break the cycle, hence me with you.
Why? Because the first one had that much control over you?
I think your biome had quite a bit of control over him. I mean,
I'm just speaking in general of a narcissistic person.
hmm
That
they
first
make you
one.
believe that you're not who you think you are. They tear everything about you down
So
and they
if
try to
they
lift
left,
themselves up.
if they left or died, and you moved on to someone else, they still have that control over you.
In certain ways, like some of them have it in that way financially, some of them have it in that way emotionally, where they feel like they just can't give themselves 100% because so much for so long has been secluded, if you will, or suppressed. And so they haven't been able to really live unconditionally happy out of fear for whatever reason. I mean, you went through it too, and
Yep.
you don't go through it now until you break the cycle. You are really just managing day by day. You're not enjoying life to its full capacity. Like my husband and I went and we had to go run an errand and it was just so nice. We laughed. I mean, we always laugh. We always are laughing. But I mean, you
Just
would
because I'm funny looking.
no, you wouldn't know if we had dated a year, a month, a week, 25 years because like we had a waitress the other night say, I love y'all. Y'all are so in love and so cute and so sweet together. And this is what I want. This is what I wish I could have one day. And it's sweet. And that's something that people look their whole life for. And either they finally get it and they don't appreciate it, or they're afraid to let it in because of the damage caused by other people. And they don't allow themselves the opportunity to finally have unconditional, true, safe happiness within their life because truly and honestly, they feel like it's going to be taken away from them because that's all they know.
So can I go back?
Absolutely.
Because you know how I am.
Left field.
How do you get rid of that control from that first one?
You tell me because you went through it as a man. How did you get?
I just forget about it.
No, that's not true.
Yes, it
No,
is.
because you've had lingering effects from it.
I have a medical condition.
That has nothing to do with it.
I'm asking you,
Okay.
how do you cut that?
It's not that simple. It's not. just turn the light switch off and then it's done. It's not that simple. It is a healing process. It is a journey. And, it's just like, for instance, it doesn't happen overnight. Like if you hear someone say, I don't like what that looks like on you, you're unattractive. You're like, okay, whatever. Thanks. Whose opinion
Right.
are you that I care about? But when you hear about it every single day, that becomes your norm. So you don't know the difference. It's kind of like a child growing up in a physically abusive home. They don't know what safe, loving, unconditional love is from a family unit because that's not their norm. That's not their day to day. That's not what they know. Like if they have a parent that's an alcoholic, they know that that parent's going to be drunk that night. They know that that is their norm. So when you hear someone tell you every single day that you're a piece of crap, nobody's ever going to want you, no one's ever going to love you, that you're not worth loving, that you owe me because nobody else wanted you and I felt pity for you and I felt bad for you. So I picked up the garbage and I brought you in and like a stray dog, now you're mine. And so they make you feel as if you owe them because they supposedly came and rescued you from what? That's the question. What did they rescue you from? And it's like when you were with other people in your past and I would talk to you and we were just friends, my heart would break. And I had voicemails from you and I had him listen to him not that long ago and he couldn't believe that's what he sounded like. And I wanted him to hear the difference because it's about safety and security. Like as a police officer, you know this when you go into a call, you're on high alert, your adrenaline's rushing because you don't know what to expect. And you go into that because, like, domestic violence is the most dangerous call a law enforcement officer can respond to. And it's the most dangerous time when the person tries to leave because that's when it, really gets up there. Do you know that if somebody is strangled by their partner, the probability of them killing them, last time I checked, was over 700 times more than somebody who isn't in that situation. And it's a scary, scary, scary thing and you have to do it step by step. It's not, they didn't tear you down in a day and they didn't make you feel the way you feel in a day. And cleaning all that up isn't going to be done in a day.
You know where I'm going with this.
Absolutely. Go ahead. Let's go for it. Let's go.
You sure?
Absolutely.
I love you.
I know. Yay. I love you. I know where he's going.
Is there a time frame?
No, everybody is different.
Okay.
Everybody is different.
Is there a comparison to the time of the narcissist being in their life compared to the after?
Define that question.
Okay. Let's say the narcissist was in their life for 1 year. It is now 5 years after
I know. Oh, thanks.
that narcissist has been out of their life.
Okay, that's like me saying
And there's still things
about
that
them.
narcissist has control over that individual. 5 years later.
Okay, so let me ask you this. When I get the privilege and honor of working with some of the people I talk to on a daily basis, some of them in the beginning are like, I know who you are. I'm intimidated to talk to you because you went through such hell. You went through such horrific abuse. And I say to them all the time, I don't care if it's one hit, one kick, one punch, it's one too many. It's not a contest, right? So the abuse that I endured transpired during my pregnancy. And let's just say, you take that period of time, which is less than a year, and I've had over 100 surgeries because of that, which is more than most people have in a life. Almost all people have had in a life, right? And I still have more surgery to go. And while saying that, especially when you're going through everything that you're going through, it's situational, I would say, because I also grew up, yes, with the most amazing grandparents on this earth, but I didn't, and I wouldn't have known or appreciated the unconditional safety, love, and upbringing that they provided me if I didn't have the negative from my bios. Right. And so, like, I couldn't understand how it's night and day different. But my biologicals, as you know very well, just, and I thank them for many, many things. They did provide me with a roof over mine and our daughter's head at one point. There was a heavy price to pay for it, but they still allowed us there. They did a lot of things, and I pray for them every night. I pray for the man that beat me to death's door every night. But the thing is that without, you can't really appreciate real love and unconditional happiness and acceptance if you've never had the negative to compare it to. So,
Are you saying that was necessary?
no, I'm not saying it's necessary, but like, I don't take anything for granted, right? And one of the number one things, and I'm guiltier about it than anyone I've ever met in my life, I will go above and beyond to prove my truth because for most of my life, that's all I had was my word. And the one thing that anybody who's ever gone through any type of abuse has is their word, even though every person who's ever gone through anything like this will tell you that the abuser, the narcissist, whoever or whatever term you want to give that individual, literally will do everything they can to make you out to be a liar because they don't want to be seen for who they really are. They want no accountability. So they will make you out to be the bad person. And a lot of times, a lot of people who are survivors and warriors that have overcome what we have, you know, keep documentation, keep proof, keep an overwhelming amount of proof because we want to validate our word. And it's just different for every single person. It's never the same. But I do want for just a minute. Are you done with this topic?
Yes, my love.
I mean, no, I'm serious. I do want for just a minute to talk about this kid in Oklahoma that I want our platform to hear for any that hasn't. It has made me sick. And I'll tell you why. He was 17 and a half, and he brutally raped two girls. And I'm not talking about just rape, but he was charged with rape with instruments. He had over 10 felonies. He strangled both of the girls. One of the doctors said, that she was seconds away from dying. One of them had to have surgery on her neck from the trauma from what he did. And the judge, female judge, right? At first punished the sentencing to 78 years, I believe. Then comes the impact statements and the witnesses and things like that. Well, the sister of this piece of shit is an elementary school teacher, and they are mandated reporters. And while all this is going on, she's in the galley laughing and cutting up and whatever, while these innocent girls who will never, people think, okay, well, they survived. Yes. But when you have been raped and sexually assaulted, part of you is murdered. I'm telling you, because you will never, ever, ever get that back. And these girls were taken away of their innocence, right? Young girls. And this asshole threatened to go after their families, to kill their loved ones if they ever told. They were he went after these shy girls because he knew it would be easier for them to stay quiet. So during the impact statements and things like that, this prick gets 78 years. Female judge, 78 years. Well, then they decide they're going to serve him as a juvenile. And his sentencing was reduced to 150 service hours of community service. Right? 150 community service hours. And if he did them all and it was complacent and compliant with them, his record, are you ready for this? Put your tea down. His record would be wiped clean.
Get out.
Clean. So this monster would have no record. He wouldn't be on a sex registry. He would not be, if he's done this, he'll do it again. He will absolutely do it again.
And worse.
And so he's not going to be registered as a sex offender. He gets 150 hours. Are you kidding? And what really kills me is that these people think, oh, I'm going to go into jail. I'm going to get rehabilitated, right? I did my time. Now it's time for me to start over. Okay? Bullshit. Because as a survivor of abuse, and I'm here to tell you right now, when I hear someone that says, I served my time. I served my time. I should be able to move on. We're not told as survivors, hey, in 8 years, 13 weeks, 4 hours, 16 minutes, and 2 milliseconds, you're going to say your time is done, put it back on the shelf, and it's over. Because we live with it the rest of our life. We have to learn how to live in a completely different way because of what happened, what transpired. So to hear somebody say, I served my time, I should be able to be, let it go. What about us, right? We don't just get to put that up on the shelf and say we let it go. So the arresting agencies went to his mom and dad's house to bring him in for processing and all. And the mother, who was out there at the time when they put him in handcuffs, said, "Oh my God, do you really have to handcuff him?" That is something no child should ever have to experience.
She said that.
She said that. I watched the video footage of the mom who said that is inhumane. No child should ever have to no child should ever have to experience being handcuffed. Woman, let me just tell you, if something happened to our kid, handcuffs are the least of your worries, right? This isn't a threat. This is downright warning, right? Your child almost took the life of what we only know of at this moment is two women, two young girls, not women, young girls, young girls. He took their innocence. He took something that they could have very well wanted to save until marriage. We don't know. We don't know. But he took away their right of choice. It's just so much more. That beautiful little girl is going to have to see the scar on her neck every day and everything that's going on time and time again. The nightmares. I'm here to tell you, like to this day, my husband's the only person who can put his hands near my throat. And I was strangled and suffocated as an adult, not as a child who is 15, 16 years of age, right? I can't fathom what it would have been like at that age. And for the mom to have the audacity to say that is inhumane, no child should ever experience what it feels like to be in handcuffs. I'm so sorry, but there should have picked him up, hogtied him, put him in the back of the squad car. I mean, seriously? How else can you say that? How do you say that?
Obviously, the boy, the son, is the predominant narcissist in that family.
Well,
He has control over even his own mother because that mother believes 100% that her son is innocent,
no, but here's the kicker.
right?
The POS videotaped himself doing this to one of the girls, including strangulation. And it was presented in court. No
And the
doubt it was him.
judge-
Well, it's a small town in Oklahoma, and let's just say the dad of the guy is the like something to do with the head football coach or something.
Good, he should get fired.
It blows my mind. It's
Bad
all about
publicity.
who you know. I mean, seriously, it's uncomprehensible. What happens to the next female that this happens to, which could have been prevented had justice been served here in this matter? What happens there? How do you justify that? I mean, that's insane. There was another case that I saw, and I want to get more information on it, where a guy just absolutely, he strangled somebody, he stabbed somebody, male judge this time, and the girl literally ended up getting lost in medication to like take herself out of her reality, and they presented her as a drug addict. She wasn't a drug addict before this happened. And now the judge rules, well, this young man has such potential in his life and he made a mistake, so I'm not going to, mess up his record.
Unbelievable.
And this is exactly why people are afraid to come forward and press charges against their abuser. It's for these reasons right here. This is why our laws are not tight enough. They're not strong enough. they say innocent until proven guilty, blah, blah, blah. But when you put someone on the stand who's been abused, we are the ones who have to prove our innocence. And what happened, we get reassaulted on that stand. And then we have to sit there in the room with the accused more times than not and just know that more than likely you're going to get away with it.
Yeah, because judges like these.
This is outrageous.
This,
I,
I didn't hear about those stories. I didn't read about them.
It's horrific. I mean, if somebody did something to Faith,
don't worry about the judge.
I mean, seriously, it's mind blowing. And then, it's just, why can't people treat people the way they want to be treated themselves? Right? To piggyback back on what we were talking about stop it. He's always making these faces. To piggyback, God bless it, to piggyback back on what we were talking about, like when we were at the hospital, we were there. When you're there, I don't care if you're a frequent flyers because you have someone in your life who has medical conditions, right? Or it's your first time. The fact is that you are in there, you are scared, you have the unknown, you don't know what to expect. The average lab is 30 to 60 minutes, and 60 minutes is if they're jam-packed, right? Because the blood work goes down stat, but they have a 60 minutes before they want you to call about it. And the thing is, it doesn't matter how many times you go. You don't know what's going on. And you're sitting there with the unknown, which is quite scary. And you look out, and nurses are on their phones. Nurses are playing games on their phones. A couple of them had their
bathroom with your husband.
Right. A couple of them have their feet up on the counter, just whatever. One's eating a Cinnabon, whatever the point is. And then you're like, where are the doctors? Where are the doctors? And then it's been 4 hours before you see one, right? Because they're in the doc box. They're in the doc box. And my husband, who just wanted to rile up my feathers, was like, hey, and I said, it's been 4 hours since we've seen that doctor. And he was just like, well, you'll just sit here. And Faith is like, you obviously are just trying to start this up because mom is not just going to sit here. So I was like, I'll be back. I went and found him. And I was like, come on, we have to have a little chat because you can't do that. Like, we're sitting there not knowing anything. I already know the blood work's been back for at least 3 hours. How about the emergency CAT scan? How about the emergency x-rays? Oh, wait, times 2 trips to x-ray. How about the fact that if we called x-ray or CAT scans to get a CAT scan ordered, it takes weeks sometimes to get in. Before we got off that ambulance, which I was on with him, they were already waiting in radiology for him in the CAT scan, right? They took him straight back from there before they even got him off the ambulance stretcher. But you can't come in and tell us, okay, that part's okay. Let's, we've got that. That's off the table. We don't have to worry about that now. Let's go and weed out this and this and this and this and this, and let's figure out exactly what it is that's going on. No, that's not how this works. No. I do want to do a little teaser and say congratulations to my husband. We're not going to say why, but a big life event was found out about today that will be transpiring very soon. And it's very exciting, but we're not going to say what it is just yet. But it is huge.
Really?
Yeah. It's something that.
So thank y'all. I saw a few more members join our academy here last week. Thank y'all for joining. If you haven't checked out our academy, go over to contagiousmile.com and select the academy tab and check it out. My wife has produced 143
4 now.
Huh?
144 now.
144 courses in that academy. And y'all check them out.
You can't possibly be tired again.
I am sitting here about to fall asleep. I'm doing everything I can to stay awake, y'all. I do apologize. My wife did catch me yet again doing something I shouldn't have been doing. I went out to the truck to install a camera.
Well, it already has one, but
right.
Now some stupid dash cam thing.
A camera and something for the cell phone to sit on. So hands free. And I said, "Hey, babe, are you coming yet? How much longer you gonna be? Because I'm about to take 10,
Which
10
is
minutes."
every other hour.
And she said, "Go ahead and take 10." Well, I'm out in the truck, and okay, I got a little pillar in the truck,
A what?
a pillar,
A what?
a pillar, and I put my pillar around my neck, and
A pillar.
I pulled my hat down. Y'all, I was gone, gone. She come out there banging on the door, open the door.
Didn't bang on the door.
What are you doing out here?
No, I said I've gone through our whole home, went in downstairs, went in the cold room, went everywhere else looking for you and couldn't find you. And then I walk out there, open the door, and there you are snoring out a storm.
And there I was, y'all, taking my 10 minutes,
Loud as all get out.
which she says it was a full hour.
It was. By the time I texted, or you texted me and said, I want to do 10. And then by the time I got out there, it was over an hour.
Guys, if y'all know that little trick and haven't told me, shame on you. If you don't know it, I advise go try it out. Honey, I'll be right back. I gotta go get something out of the car. I gotta go work on the car, babe. Yeah.
Are you serious
Taking a
right now?
pillar out there,
A what?
a pillar, a hat so you can cover your eyes,
A pillar.
and that's a good 10-minute nap for an
But
hour.
why do you need one now?
I'm tired. We did a lot today.
Are you shitting me right
I did take a shit earlier, but yes, I wouldn't shit you. My favorite turd.
now? Oh, you're a little funny guy. So funny guy. So we do have something. If any of you are interested in the sweetest, cutest ever
Book.
golden retriever Christmas ornament, we will be having them. Or it'll be Happy Holidays. And it'll have a golden retriever, aka Stucco, on it. Who doesn't love a golden retriever? If you don't love golden retrievers, there's something not right. And it's going to be a gorgeous tree round ornament that says Happy Holidays. How cute is that? And we will be selling them, and proceeds will be going to help survivors of domestic violence and special needs families. Would you wake? I'm gonna get Faith in here. She'll wake you up quick.
I'm about to go home.
You can't go to sleep right now.
I'm going to sleep right
No,
now.
you're not.
Mm-hmm.
No.
As soon as you take us out.
Negatory, ma'am. Worry that I'm not taking us out.
Thank y'all for listening to another episode of A Contagious Smile podcast with Victoria.
It's getting shorter and shorter. Do you know that? Our podcasts are getting shorter and shorter.
No comment.
That's nothing you have to worry about. He's married. Just saying.
And Michael. Good night, y'all.